In this video, we'll take a look at File Explorer in Windows 10. File Explorer is the file management application used by Windows operating systems to browse folders and files. It provides a graphical interface for users to navigate and access files stored on the computer. So the main way to access File Explorer is from the taskbar. So you should have the folder icon at the bottom here. If you click on that, that will open File Explorer for you. Alternatively, if you don't have File Explorer on the taskbar, you can just go into the Start menu and we'll search for File Explorer. And from there, that will open up File Explorer for you. At the top of File Explorer is the ribbon, which features 4 tabs, each with different commands. You can minimize the ribbon in the top right hand corner by clicking on the arrow here. And if you want to expand that, you can just click it again, or you can press Ctrl and F1 as it says there. The first tab available is the File option. And in here it gives you the option to open a new File Explorer window, gives you PowerShell options, and you can also change folder and search settings as well. So if you go to open a new window, that will give you a second Explorer window. Close that down. The second tab available is the Home tab. And here you have options to copy documents or files to your clipboard. You're able to organize files, create new files, open and edit new files, and you can also make a number of selections as well. So in order to copy something to the clipboard, we'll just go with this file here. I'm just going to right click and I'm just going to go to Open File Location. And here I've got a number of test files and folders. So you can select the option up here to copy that file. That will store that into the clipboard, and then this gives you the ability to paste the file wherever you want. You also have the option to cut the file, which will delete the file from this location and paste it in another location. Copy path. Copy path will copy the full folder path structure and the file name. So for example, if I go to copy path, and I'll just create a new file here just to show you. And you can see there that has the full folder path and the file name. You also have the option to move a folder or a document as well. By selecting that Move To option, it gives you a number of different folders there, and you can choose a specific location. It also gives you the option to copy a file as well to a particular location. So it will keep the original document in the same folder. Gives you the delete option as well, where you can delete the file straight to the recycle bin and empty the recycle bin, which will permanently delete it. You also have the option there to permanently delete it as well. You can also rename a file. You also have the option to create new folders. You can also create new items as well, whether you want to create a new document, a new folder, a shortcut. Ease of access as well, so you can map it as a particular location. You also have the option to go in and check the properties of a particular file. You can also open and edit the file as well. And here you can make a number of selections as well. So if you want to, for example, move all those files and folders, you can do a select all there. And to deselect, just select none as well. The Share tab gives you different options to share your files and folders. So you have the option to share here. You can share it via different applications and with people specifically. So if you want to share via a mail app, via Skype or OneNote, you can also get other applications from the Microsoft Store as well. You can also email the file directly if you have an account, if you're signed into your Microsoft account. That gives you access there. You can also zip a particular file as well. So if you just select the file there, you can see that will zip the file there for you. You also have a number of different options as well. If you want to print directly, if you want to burn particular files and folders to a disk. You can also remove access as well, so you can stop sharing and you can change permissions for that. And you can do advanced security, which will give you different options. So you can add specific users on your local machine as well to share the file with. The View tab allows you to change the way Windows displays your files and folders. So you can see there's a number of options, areas for your panes, for layout, for current view, and you have the ability to show and hide specific items. So in the navigation pane, you have the option to show all folders, and you have the option to show libraries and expand to an open folder as well. You have the option for the preview pane as well, which will it will show you the content of what's actually in the document. So you can see on the right hand side there, this is a test document. If you open that document up, you'll see that's what's actually contained in the text document. You also have the details pane as well, which will give you the modification date of the file, and it'll give you size and creation date as well. In the layout, you've got a number of different options here, depending on what your preference is for view. So here I have mine set to details. So you can select a number of different options here for content, tiles, small icons, large icons. It's up to you however you want to have that displayed. You also have the option to have it sorted by name. You can have it by date modified. There's a number of different options there that it gives you. You also have the option to do a group by, so if you want to group it by a particular name, it will do it in alphabetical order. If you want to do it in groups with date modified, which is today's date. You can also add a number of different columns as well. So you can add authors, you can add a number of different columns there. In the show hide area, there's a few more options there. So you can have item checkboxes, so that will display checkboxes here if you want to do certain selections for files. There's an option that I already have ticked here, which is file name extension. So you'll see at the end of a file here, it says docx. If I untick that, you'll see that the file extension disappears. And there's another one for hidden files as well. So you can also have that enabled. I've got that set to display hidden files. The last option here allows you to change folder and search options. So if I want to set my layout as tiles, for example, when I go into, say, a folder here, it still shows it as a details layout. So if you want to customize that and you want tiles to be selected for all folders, what you do is you go into the change folder and search settings, you go into view, and then you go to apply to folders. So do you want all folders of this type to match this folder's view settings? Yes. So once you do that, if you go into the business folder now, that will apply that layout for all your files and folders. If for some reason you're not happy with that and you want to reset all the settings that you've just done, you can go into change folder and search settings, go into view and do a reset. So that will reset everything back to the default view. And you can see there that that has now gone back to the details layout. If you go up to the top left hand corner, you'll see these little arrows here. It gives you access to the quick access toolbar. It provides convenient access to commands you frequently use. So if you want to add the undo option, if you want to add the redo option, you can see that it adds those icons up there and gives you quick access to those. You can also remove them by just going back in and ticking on those items as well. On the left hand side of the File Explorer is the navigation panel. The navigation panel gives you access to your libraries of documents and pictures as well as your storage devices. It also features frequently used folders and network devices. So on the right hand side here you can see frequent folders. The frequent folders section on the right features the folders you've worked with recently to allow you quick access to them. So on the left hand side you can see different folder options there for your desktop, downloads and documents. You can also add different folders in there by dragging them in just like that. You can see just like that. So the videos one was already pinned in there, but it's just brought the selection up because that's where I've dragged it in. You also have the option to arrange the icons as well, so you can move them up the order as well. Another area in the quick access is recent files. The recent files section in the lower part of the window features files and documents you've opened recently. So this gives you the option to open the files directly. You can also right click and you can go to open the file location, which will bring you to the folder that file is in as well. In the navigation pane, you can also see the network folder as well. Here you'll be able to see folders, printers and media servers shared on the local network, which will appear in the network view. You also have the option to this PC. Here you'll be able to see the disks that you have created. So I have 2 drives at the minute. I have a C drive and a D drive. And also if you attach any CDs or USBs, these will also display in the PC area. So if I go ahead and connect a USB, so there you go, I've just plugged in a new USB and that's now appeared in my devices and drive section. The OneDrive option is also available from the navigation pane. So OneDrive has been added to the File Explorer by default. It synchronizes files online using the Microsoft account you sign into Windows 10 with. It works similarly to Dropbox, Google Drive and Apple's iCloud Drive. Here I've already logged into OneDrive with my Microsoft account. The status field in the OneDrive window shows you the status of each file. A blue cloud icon indicates the file is stored on OneDrive online but will automatically be downloaded when you open it. A green check mark indicates the file is stored both on OneDrive and on your current PC. You can control settings from the OneDrive notification area system tray icon. So if you click on the OneDrive icon here, you can click more and you can click settings to find OneDrive's various settings where you can control which folders are synchronized, how much of your upload and download bandwidth OneDrive uses, and other settings. OneDrive can automatically protect files in important folders like your desktop, pictures and documents by syncing them. To set this up, click the Autosave tab in OneDrive settings and click the Update Folders button under Protect Your Important Folders.